Fire tears through a Tulsa apartment building, forcing residents out of their homes. Hear what crews believe started that fire. Plus, the U.S. Senate narrowly passes a massive tax bill. Hear what both parties are saying about how it's going to affect you. And we're looking at a mostly clear day ahead, a beautiful day so far too. John is live with your weekend forecast.
2 Works for You starts right now.
Good Saturday morning, everyone. I'm Will Dupree. Thanks for waking up with 2. Neighbors will soon gather along the streets of several cities this morning to see their local Christmas parades. Meteorologist John Harrifield is joining us live right now from Broken Arrow, where that parade will begin a little later this morning. And John, a beautiful day so far, but a little cold out there too.
Yeah, that's right, Will. A little bit on the chilly side this morning, but when you got the sunshine, you got the really light, if not calm winds this morning, it does not feel too bad at all. Again, like you mentioned, we are at the Broken Arrow Christmas Parade, which will be starting at about 10 a.m., so just about 2 hours from now. It takes place along Main Street, goes right through the Rose District, again, starts at Elgin and goes down to the Broken Arrow Community Center. It is a great Christmas parade. Again, we were in it last year. We'll be in it this year. Our entire weather team will be in the Christmas parade as well with our Storm Chase vehicle. So it should be a lot of fun. Already some vehicles starting to line up here closer toward Elgin. Again, we've got some great weather for any Christmas parade around Green Country today. Let's take a look at our tower cam right now. You can see clear skies outside. A great looking morning. On the chilly side though, 43 downtown, 45 right here in Broken Arrow, 40 degrees in Bixby, 44 over in Owasso. Notice it is warmer down to our south though, McAllister in the mid 50s. That's because they have seen more cloud cover through the overnight. But north of Tulsa now, it is chilly, 34 right now in the Bartlesville area. You can see what's left of the cloud cover down to our south is kind of fizzled out. Right now we're seeing just mostly clear skies across the area and light winds. These winds are nice. Again, they're going to stay very light today, only at about 5 miles per hour. So 66 will be the daytime high here in Tulsa. Just a few clouds, beautiful temperatures. It looks even warmer for tomorrow. We're talking about some 70s and then an Arctic plunge as we head toward next week. We'll have a look at that 7-day forecast here in just a few minutes. Will, back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Breaking overnight now, Tulsa fire crews had their hands full battling a large apartment fire in Midtown. Firefighters responded to 12th and Memorial at about 2:15 this morning. They say it took about an hour to get this fire out because of a high amount of smoke. The fire damaged 8 apartments. 4 of those will need to be rebuilt now. Investigators suspect a light fixture started the fire. The residents displaced by this fire will be able to stay in other units at that very same apartment complex. Luckily, no one was hurt. New overnight, the U.S. Senate has passed a massive tax reform bill. The nearly $1.5 trillion bill passed by a narrow 51-49 vote. Republicans say it will help the middle class, but Democrats say it will make the national deficit even worse. NBC's Blaine Alexander reports now from Capitol Hill.
Vice President Mike Pence presiding over an early morning vote.
The yeas are 51 and the nays are 49. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, as amended, is passed.
The Senate passing the Republican tax reform bill, bringing it one step closer to President Trump's desk.
If you're a family making $50,000 a year, 2 kids, you're going to see a 36% tax cut.
Republicans say their plan is good for the middle class. It lowers taxes and simplifies the tax code, but it is costly, adding about $1 trillion to the deficit.
So the president may be celebrating, but most Americans will rue this day.
Democrats calling it a gift for the rich, and a nonpartisan analysis predicting taxes for middle class and poorer Americans will actually go up.
Can you tell me what that word is?
And they say it was done in such a rush, nobody knows what's in the bill.
And we've been given this 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago. And we're supposed to vote on it in a couple hours.
And even some Republicans skeptical.
We should take as long as necessary to get this done right.
President Trump says he wants it on his desk to sign by Christmas. Blaine Alexander, NBC News, Washington.
Senator Jim Inhofe of Oklahoma issued a statement this morning explaining why he voted for that bill. In part, the senator says, quote, Oklahomans have been struggling for 8 years under a sluggish economy, stagnant wages, and non-existent job growth. He also says the act will help families by doubling the child tax credit and keeping other deductions. Senator Inhofe claims the bill will stimulate economic growth, leading to more revenue for the government, which might help the deficit. But just before the Senate voted on this bill, the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office released its latest score on the plan. The agency estimates it will increase the national deficit by more than $1.4 trillion. The agency reports that between fiscal years 2018 and 2027, the deficit could go up by $1,446.7 billion. The CBO believes that years 2019 through 2022 will have the largest deficits. Amid the Bixby High School sex assault investigation, officers are now focusing on electronic communications between the alleged perpetrators. On November 17th, officials confiscated all cell phones from the superintendent, athletic director, and high school principal. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation is also looking at communications between those individuals and the high school football coach.
All the facts are going to come out, and if those gentlemen did wrong, they are going to have to face the music.
There's no way you're going to stop this from reoccurring unless something's done about it.
No arrests have been made. The Bixby School Board says it is not taking any action until it receives more information from investigators. The Tulsa County Sheriff's Office is cracking down now on illegal trash dumping on Cincinnati Hill. In the last 2 weeks, they added cameras and patrols, and they're already seeing some results. Neighbors say in the past, the county has only dealt with the largest pieces of trash, not dumps as a whole.
A couch, a mattress, or something like that, but they won't come and pick up the little bags of stuff, diapers, and there's E. coli in there, there's filth in there. It's dangerous to even touch.
People living nearby say if the problem is not fixed, they will likely move to another part of town. Former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn admits that he lied to the FBI about his contacts with the Russian ambassador. What that means for the rest of the Russia probe and the Trump administration, coming up next. You're watching 2 Works for You, Saturday morning. In a developing story regarding the Russia probe, former Trump National Security Advisor Michael Flynn pleaded guilty to a charge of lying to the FBI. He admitted to misleading investigators about his contacts with Russia's ambassador last year before then President-elect Donald Trump took office. NBC's Pete Williams explains.
No handcuffs for Michael Flynn. He surrendered and walked into the federal courthouse in Washington to plead guilty to a single charge, lying to the FBI, moving the special counsel investigation into the White House and raising new questions about top aide Jared Kushner. Flynn now admits that 4 days into his job as White House National Security Advisor, he denied having 2 separate contacts back in December with Russia's ambassador to the U.S., Sergei Kislyak, when in fact he did. The first, December 22nd, someone described in court documents as a very senior member of the presidential transition team directed Flynn to urge foreign governments to oppose a UN Security Council resolution against Israel. Flynn has now admitted that he contacted Kislyak and urged Russia to oppose it. Sources familiar with the matter say that very senior official was Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law. The second contact came a week later when President Obama announced new sanctions on Russia because of its election meddling. Flynn has told prosecutors that senior transition officials asked him to contact Kislyak again and urged the Russians to go easy on their response to avoid souring relations with the incoming Trump administration. 4 days later, Russia's President Putin said he would not retaliate. That prompted Donald Trump to tweet about Putin, "Great move, I always knew he was very smart." 2 people familiar with the event say it was a senior transition official at Mar-a-Lago, KT McFarland, who told Flynn to contact the Russians that second time. The president has said it wasn't him.
Did you direct Mike Flynn to discuss sanctions with the Russian ambassador
No, I didn't.
prior to your inauguration?
No, I didn't.
Former FBI Director James Comey says just 2 days before that comment, the president urged him in a private meeting to let any Flynn investigation go.
I understood him to be saying that what he wanted me to do was drop any investigation connected to Flynn's account of his conversations with the Russians.
Is an important turning point in the Russia investigation. Flynn, a former Trump insider, is now obligated to tell anything he knows about potential collusion with the Russians. The detail in the guilty plea shows he's already cooperating with Mueller's prosecutors, and there's a big incentive for him to keep talking.
He's looking at 5 years in jail if he's not completely truthful and cooperative. Second, if he fails to meet the requirements of the plea agreement, the prosecutors can pull that agreement. and they can charge him with other crimes.
In a statement, Flynn says his plea is, quote, in the best interests of my family and of our country. He says, I recognize that the actions I acknowledged in court today were wrong, and through my faith in God, I'm working to set things right.
Pete Williams reporting there. For the first time since the Cold War, Hawaii is dusting off its nuclear attack warning sirens. See what else officials are urging residents to do in case North Korea attacks. Coming up next, you are watching 2 Works for You Saturday morning. This week, for the first time since the Cold War, Hawaii residents heard the sounds of a nuclear warning. It's part of the state's precautions amid North Korea's nuclear threats. NBC's Miguel Almaguer reports now from Honolulu.
It's the sound of peril in paradise. For the first time since the Cold War era, a nuclear attack warning system is active in Hawaii. Vern Miyagi's team triggers the alarm.
The situation with North Korea and all the things that we've been seeing over the past few months, it's in our face, so we can't ignore it.
The warning is heard from beaches to businesses to schools. After North Korea fired another ballistic missile this week, authorities say Hawaiians and the tourists who flock here will have roughly 12 minutes to find shelter if the threat is real.
I think most people are going to be hosed. 12 minutes is nothing.
Though officials stress the risk is low,
every household should have a plan.
Public service announcements and sobering pamphlets warn to get inside with a 14-day supply of food. A throwback to the drills from the 1950s. Hawaiians' nuclear fallout shelters have since closed, but the state wants everyone to be prepared.
With nearly 400 sirens blaring on local beaches, the nuclear warning system will take place on the first business day of every month. Life here hasn't changed much, but there is the sound of a new reality.
The surf is up, and so is Hawaii's guard. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News, Honolulu.
And good morning, everybody. We are live in beautiful Broken Arrow, where the Broken Arrow Christmas Parade will be taking place later on this morning. Again, that starts at 10 a.m. There's already some floats, some people getting lined up already for the parade. We got the Toys for Tots, the Marines with Toys for Tots there getting set up there. And I'm sure with time there'll be a lot more folks going to be in the parade lining up, including our Storm Chase vehicle. All of our meteorologists here at Channel 2 will be in our Storm Chase vehicle. Well, we all can't fit in there, but a lot of us will be walking alongside of it as it goes right down Main Street through the Rose District. Again, it starts at Elgin and goes all the way down to the community center here in downtown Broken Arrow. Should be a lot of fun. We've got some great weather for it. If you're coming down, checking out the Christmas parade this morning, you'll probably want that light jacket. Again, it's going to be on the cool side, but with the sunshine and the light winds, it really doesn't feel too bad at all right now. Let's take a live look at River Spirit Casino camera. You can see lots of sunshine so far this morning. It is a nice start to the day in most areas. You're seeing more cloud cover down to our south and east, but we'll continue with mostly sunny skies through the day today. Temperatures 46 right now here in Broken Arrow, 41 down toward Bixby, 44 in Owasso, 47 Claremore. It's a nice start down to our south, especially south of I-40 where it's 55 McAllister. 48 right now Muskogee, 46 in Tahlequah. These temperatures a little bit warmer than yesterday morning by a few degrees, especially down to the south of Tulsa. The good news today, the winds will be very light, mainly out of the south and east later on, only at about 5 miles per hour. So that's some good news. As we take a look at future track, just a few clouds here and there through the afternoon. For tomorrow, we will see more cloud cover, so we'll go with mostly cloudy on your Sunday. But our temperatures will actually be warmer thanks to some breezy south winds, bringing up some warmer air ahead of our next cold front. So tomorrow, I'm going with some 70s. So some nice temperatures to end out the weekend. But look what happens as we head toward Monday. A cold front sweeps on through, and that front sparks off a line of some showers and storms as it moves on through during the afternoon on Monday. Ahead of that cold front, it will be on the warm side in the 70s, but behind it, though, some cooler air will certainly filter in, and it looks like the rain should be out of here by Monday evening. So let's talk about temperatures. Again, it's going to be on the warm side ahead of that cold front, but behind it, though, watch it come on through. Check out the blues and the white off to our north and east. This is by Tuesday afternoon. Highs only in the 40s. by Tuesday. So it's going to be sharply colder. We're going to go from the 70s to the 40s in a day. This is a pretty strong cold front bringing down some of that Arctic air. Of course, the coldest of the air off to our north and east next week over toward the Great Lakes region, but we'll also see another reinforcing shot of some cooler air as we head toward Thursday and Friday of next week. So it's really going to start to feel like winter as we head toward next week as well. All right, let's take a look at today's forecast hour by hour now. 64 will be the daytime high, or 66 I should say, by 3 o'clock with mostly sunny skies. Again, very light southeasterly winds down to around 60 degrees by 6 o'clock. Should be a great Saturday for anything outdoors. Elsewhere, maybe some 70s down to our south. 70 degrees in Okmulgee, Muskogee today. 75 in McAllister, and mainly some mid to upper 60s to the north and east of Tulsa. All right, the next 7 days, warmer for tomorrow, again with more cloud cover and some breezy south winds. 71 tonight, only down to 51, so a nice, comfortable start to your Sunday morning. By Monday afternoon, highs back in the 70s, but that cold front moves through during the day, brings with it a 40% chance for showers. Behind that front, sharply colder, highs only at 48 on Tuesday. We stay in the 40s on Wednesday. Another reinforcing shot of cold air moves through Thursday. Highs barely out of the 30s on Thursday afternoon, but luckily we will see more sunshine. Maybe some 20s for lows to start off Friday morning. So certainly an Arctic blast on the way for next week. But today, beautiful weather, great weather to come out to downtown Broken Arrow, enjoy the Christmas parade again. Things start here about 10 a.m. later on this morning. We'll have more on the parade. Another look at your forecast here in just a few minutes. Will, back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, John. Enjoy those mild temperatures while they last. Well, the recent acquittal of a Mexican man for the murder of a San Francisco woman is reigniting